really there?
Nope, now they've been proactively really screwing with it. As far as I can't record anything, they just allowed the camera to turn back on. They have complete control of every last little thing. And yeah, they're just continuously sabotaging every aspect of my life.
Because I ask myself those two questions: what matter, and what are the simple steps I need to take? Like, what can I remove? I was talking about this during an interview this week.
Normally, if you pop this in and the SD card is not formatted for it, it'll give you the option to format it. Just cleared the space on this one, 0.
End to end. And I used to love to be able to say I did it all. That was, so I thought, the great differentiator. But ultimately, I learned to take a step back and ask what matters here.
Yeah.
What do you care about? It's the storytelling that I love. It's the impact. And let's be real, no one cares who wrote the background music. It's holistically, how does the piece make you feel? Right? And this understanding allowed me to cut away, license the music, save 2 days a week, acquire clarity, and realize my goal is not to be Mozart. My journey is to be one of the great communicators, storytellers of our time, and if a day goes by where I'm not taking a little step towards that, it's the wrong move.
Yep.
Small example in the grand scheme of things, but right on point.
Kind of
It's
the
the
thing.
power in understanding
Can't
what
even record now
matters
from
that
here.
makes a difference, that allows you to grow, evolve. And I'm confident that this not only applies to long-term pursuits,
So, yep, they're
but also
definitely
our
everyone
challenging times,
taking
the
part
dark
in it.
moments, the periods of uncertainty and discontent. Same concept. Where do you want to be, and how do you get there? What's
No
the
option to
simple thing
format
you can do
zeros.
to close that gap? Because you are never helpless. You can always do something. And my friends, those little somethings ultimately evolve into
Alright,
everything.
cool. We got busy. Please wait now.
And when we put our phone away, step beyond the noise, spend time with ourselves, we can see how much of life is running in place. Stacking and stacking pieces that aren't even part of the master build
Yeah, I
we're trying to
legitimately
assemble.
can't do anything
If you want
as far as anything technologically.
understanding that they're buried under mountains,
If I try to
things you
learn,
don't
they'll sabotage that.
So cut away. Cut
I'm
away
surprised.
the people and places
I'll be actually very surprised if any of the
cut away the exhaustion of time that
this makes
provides
it
no
onto
value
YouTube.
in return.
So far, it shows
Cut
that
away the
5
thoughts that
of
make
13
life
videos have
more complex
uploaded.
than your journey from where you are
We'll
to
see.
where you'd like to be.
I don't know who he is.
As
but,
you
yeah.
stand right now, you have everything you need, and there's nothing greater than that, nothing more powerful than that understanding. So why not step outside the complexity that you've manufactured, that you're living into a world of clarity, simplicity, and capture what matters.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just disappointed, honestly.
Relax, you're here.
Footage gone, can't even.
That's a clever little
Format.
sign hanging above the sidewalk,
A new SD
right at
card.
the border where Pompano Beach turns into Lauderdale by the Sea. And as it turns out, that spot is almost directly in the middle, one of my favorite
Completely start over again on it.
It's almost exactly half again. Which at first I found kind of annoying. Being that, no, I was not where I wanted to be, or intended to be, and no, I certainly could not relax. The heat, and the sun, and the miles to go always begged beg differ, right? False advertising. It was not, in fact, here. After all, here, in this context, suggests one has arrived. And how can arrival feel like missing pieces and unknowns? How can it feel like so far to go? In the valley of despair, can one really be here? But the more and more I took that route, the more the little sign became a landmark in and of itself. Something that I looked forward to, its own little destination, a point in which I could both look over my shoulder and realize how far I've come, as well as find reassurance for the journey ahead. There was a manufacturer pat on the back, a change in narrative. Because here's the deal, it's easy to feel lost in the middle. It just is. It's easy to feel empty-handed after days or months or years. It's easy to fall into the trap of never enough. But if you step back and adjust your perspective, you see it for exactly
zeros.
A beautiful process. Here doesn't have to be the predetermined destination. Here can be the culmination of all the steps it took you to arrive at the now. Here can be the lessons learned along the way. It can be the reassurance that while you're not done, you've overcome every obstacle up until this point, and there's no reason to think you won't continue that pattern moving forward. So relax. You're here. Perhaps here being a place of trust. The ability to look in the mirror and sure, see your opportunity areas, but way more importantly, see your brilliance, your tenacity, your courage. After all, when armed with those traits, it doesn't matter where you're dropped off at.
Well, I was hoping to be able to film
There's no
going to visit my Opa's grave.
That's beyond you.
Apparently, they're going to sabotage this too.
Where you end up in the game of life will be directly correlated to the level of trust you have in yourself to play. So relax. You're here. Maybe here being that point where you can make the leap you've always wanted to make. Where you can feel confident that the unknowns don't stop you, they inspire you. Where you see the past as proof that your limitations exist only where you decide they do. And here is not a wall or a barrier, but a springboard to the next great adventure. Where you find that spark of inspiration to push against life and see what comes back. To test the waters, ride the wave, that self-identified beginning that lights a fire in your soul. So relax. You're here. Maybe here being the point where you realize you've been selling yourself just a little bit short. Where the image of yourself that you've created in your head is lacking. The metaphorical shoes you've been wearing have been outgrown. And here is where you change them for
this
something
camera is
better
apparently
suits you.
useless.
Where you make a contract with yourself to endure the growing pains and the discomfort. Where you willingly pick up the pace in exchange for that adrenaline rush associated with leveling up. The excitement of the wind on your face, the increased speed opening up your mind to the realization that you haven't even scratched the surface with regard to your potential. And that alone is a gift. So relax. You're here. Maybe here is a reminder to simply enjoy the now. To stop thinking only about what's down the road and look around. To realize that the future is just a fantasy about what might come, and the past is a retelling of stories that have already occurred, making your experience on this planet only right now. The culmination of right now is stacking up to comprise your entire life, and while the destination is the purpose that pulls you through, the very idea of a destination is essentially trading a current right now for a future one. So maybe look around and enjoy what you have. Appreciate the moment in all its glory. Relax. You're here. See, whatever here means to you, it's essential that we know, even in the heart of the storm, the chaos of battle mid-journey, that you have everything you need. Not just to survive, but to adjust and re-examine, to identify what means the most to you and follow that like your life depends on it. Relax, you are here. Here being the inflection point that separates the past from the future, that cuts your negative self-talk and those self-imposed limitations down to the nothings that they are. For me, that sign and its message have become a reminder of the duality of life, the tightrope that I have to walk between chasing down the dreams that pull me out of bed every morning and simultaneously cherishing the moments that comprise the journey. Sure, it's the halfway point of my run, and sure, I have ways to go. Sure, celebrating now would be counterproductive, but breathe in. Look what I get to do. Look where I am. Look what I have. They say we live not for the destination, but the journey, and I think that's right. I think in a way, the finish line might just be the excuse we give in order to experience the steps that take us there. It's the chase, the pursuit, and so relax, you are here reminds me that I'm in the thick of the good stuff. Ted Helms, at a commencement speech, quotes his character from The Office, Andy Bernard, as saying, "I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you've actually left them." Well, this might just be that reminder. Grow to something you've yet to become, but with everything you have, appreciate who you are now. Respect that finish line, but cherish the race. When the time comes and we've reached the end of our days reflecting back, I think there are two successes that I'll identify as I'm reminiscing. First, I don't want to look back and feel regret for a lack of courage. I don't want to wish that I'd been bolder in pursuit of my dreams. No, I want to accomplish the unthinkable, capture the unobtainable. But second, I also don't want, when reflecting back, to realize that I never looked around and enjoyed the ride. That I didn't know what I had the entire time. That when things felt like a lot, I forgot that a lot was in and of itself a gift. So when the pressures of life seem to consume us, the expectations overwhelm us, the story disappoints us, let's find the time to pause, take a breath, and relax, because it just
planning to go film just so I had footage for myself even of going to visit my Opa my opa's grave, since I have not seen it since I was a very small child. Today is his birthday. He'd have been 106 years old today. Yeah. Pretty shitty for these people to be doing this. Yeah, I really don't understand on that one. But then again, I don't understand any of why they live to sabotage my life instead of living their own. All they want to do is fuck with my life. Cool. I'm gonna try to figure out how to go about seeing what I can use to film. I can actually hear when I use my voice. Yeah, I can't believe that there's so many people that contribute to torturing me, like make whoever these people are that are torturing me, the influential cool kids of today, the great example for kids and adults alike. People seem to really be enjoying this. I mean, it's one thing already. They've never even let me be able to mourn properly the loss of a family member. They still don't even let a man pray without having to tell me their thoughts and opinions on what I'm praying for, if it's a good thing, if it's a bad thing, if it's right, if it's wrong, if it's true, if it's false. As if their opinions as psychopaths matter. Just extremely disappointed in the people around here, man. I thought things were changing again, but that's on me. Should have known better. I guess I do. Just I like to wake up every day and hope, maybe today's the day people will change.